Welcome back to Nation of Glory. Today we bring you a story that shines with charm, laughter, courage, and reinvention. It's the story of a woman who came from modest beginnings, captured the hearts of millions on the big screen, and then stepped away from it all to live life on her own terms. This is the story of Cameron Diaz. Stay with us until the very end because this journey is filled with joy, lessons, and inspiration. Cameron Michelle Diaz was born on August 30, 1972, in San Diego, California. Growing up in Long Beach, she wasn't raised in the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. Instead, she lived in a regular neighborhood, in a family that worked hard to make ends meet. Her father was a foreman for an oil company, and her mother worked in import and export. Life wasn't about fame or fortune then, it was about family, school, and dreaming. Cameron was that girl next door with a bright smile, full of energy, and always ready to explore the world. As a teenager, Cameron didn't immediately dream of being a movie star. She wanted to travel, to see the world, to experience life outside the little bubble she grew up in. At just 16, something unexpected happened. She was spotted by a photographer and signed to a modeling agency. Suddenly, this tall, blonde California girl was on magazine covers, billboards, and traveling the world. From Japan to Paris, she lived out of suitcases, learning about fashion, culture, and independence. Modeling opened doors, but deep down, Cameron didn't see herself doing it forever. She was adventurous, she was curious, and she was waiting for something more. That something more arrived in the early 1990s. With no real acting background, Cameron auditioned for a quirky little comedy that no one knew would change her life. The film was called The Mask 1994. Imagine this, Jim Carrey, already a rising star, paired with a complete newcomer, as his co-star. People doubted her. She had no prior acting experience, but what Cameron brought was freshness, natural charisma, and undeniable charm. And when that movie hit theaters, the world was introduced to a new kind of star. Cameron Diaz didn't just act in The Mask, she lit up the screen. That role launched her career overnight. Hollywood had a new sweetheart. From that point, Cameron didn't stop. She went on to star in film after film, each showing a different side of her. Comedies like There's Something About Mary in 1998 made her a global icon. Who could forget her playful, quirky performance that made audiences laugh and fall in love at the same time? That movie became a cultural phenomenon, and Cameron became one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood. She wasn't just an actress, she became a symbol of fun, lightheartedness, and authenticity. But Cameron never wanted to be put in a box. She refused to be typecast as just the pretty girl or the romantic comedy star. She took risks. She acted in dramas like Vanilla Sky alongside Tom Cruise, crime thrillers like Any Given Sunday, and gave voice to one of the most beloved animated characters of all time, Princess Fiona in Shrek. That voice role introduced her to a whole new generation. Parents and kids around the world came to know and love her voice, proving once again her versatility. What made Cameron different from many other stars was her authenticity. She wasn't chasing awards or prestige. She chose roles that made her laugh, challenged her, or simply felt fun. She once said she did movies because she enjoyed the work, not because she wanted the spotlight. And audiences felt that. Watching her on screen, you could feel her energy, her honesty, her ability to make a character real and relatable. But as her fame grew, so did the pressures. Hollywood is a place that can consume people. The constant attention, the demand to always look perfect, the endless cycle of scripts, premieres, and interviews, it can wear anyone down. Cameron handled it with grace, but after 2 decades of non-stop work, something began to shift inside her. While fans wanted more and more movies, Cameron started to ask herself a different question: what do I want for my life? In 2014, Cameron surprised the world. She stepped back. She stopped taking roles. No more big premieres, no more movie sets. At first, the media speculated, was she retiring? Was she done with acting forever? People couldn't understand why someone at the height of her career would walk away. But for Cameron, the answer was simple. She wanted to live her life for herself, not for Hollywood. She wanted time. Time to breathe, time to grow, time to discover who she was outside of the cameras. During this break, Cameron found love. In 2015, she married Benji Madden, guitarist of the band Good Charlotte. Their relationship wasn't built on red carpets or Hollywood headlines. It was grounded, private, and real. And in 2019, Cameron and Benji welcomed their daughter, Radix. For Cameron, becoming a mother was the greatest role of her life. She often spoke about how motherhood changed everything for her, how it gave her perspective and filled her with gratitude. This new chapter wasn't about fame or money, it was about family, love, and joy. Even while away from acting, Cameron never disappeared from the public eye entirely. She wrote books on health and wellness, sharing her journey with aging, self-care, and empowerment. She became a voice for women, reminding them that life doesn't end at 40, that beauty is about confidence and self-love. She embraced her natural self, proudly showing gray hairs and wrinkles, inspiring millions with her honesty. In a world obsessed with perfection, Cameron chose authenticity. And then, after years away, the whispers started again. Would Cameron Diaz ever return to acting? Fans hoped, directors dreamed, and the world waited. In 2022, the news broke Cameron Diaz was coming back. She announced her return to acting in a film alongside Jamie Foxx. The excitement was electric. People weren't just thrilled to see her again on screen, they were inspired. Inspired by a woman who proved that stepping away doesn't mean giving up, that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is hit pause and choose yourself. Cameron Diaz's story is more than a Hollywood tale. It's about growth, courage, and balance. It's about knowing when to shine and when to step back. From a teenage model in Long Beach to one of the highest paid actresses in Hollywood, from blockbuster hits to quiet family life, Cameron's journey shows us that success isn't just about fame. It's about happiness, peace, and living true to yourself. And that's why Cameron Diaz is loved, not just for the movies she's in, but for the choices she's made. She reminds us that you can be both glamorous and grounded, both a star and a human being. Her laughter, her warmth, and her spirit will always live in the hearts of those who watched her on screen. And her legacy is still being written, not just in Hollywood, but in her everyday life. So the next time you watch The Mask or laugh at There's Something About Mary, or hear Princess Fiona's voice in Shrek, remember the woman behind the roles. A woman who dared to live on her own terms. A woman who continues to inspire us all. This was the story of Cameron Diaz, a star who found her glory both on screen and in life. Thank you for staying with us on this journey here at Nation of Glory. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories from Hollywood's greatest stars. Until next time, take care and keep chasing your own glory.